Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Monday, December the 11th, 2023. Today we are pulling from the Darkwood Tarot cards. We are starting off with the Nine of Swords. And I feel like when you are healed, you are no longer basing your decisions out of fear-based negativity. So with myself, retrograde energy is here. The pre-retrograde energy. For some of us, I feel like it's like blips. I feel like these are things that would trigger us before, back to old pain, but we've healed from that. And that's the biggest thing you have to tell yourself is that what that is trying to trigger me to is no longer a part of me. When we were moving from Toronto to New Brunswick after Shane passed away, the truck was really, really late. They were supposed to be there by 10 in the morning. They didn't come until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Last minute, they added on another load. So instead of doing 2 loads, one was supposed to be earlier that morning. And then doing us, they added a third one on. And my nerves were flipping shot. My nerves were shot. And I'm like, what are we going to do? And Mom's like, don't worry. She's like, you have until the 1st. But to me, I'm just like, I don't need this right now. This is the last thing I need right now. But things like that will happen. You know, that's what I keep telling to myself. Like, you know, Yahweh, Yeshua, Dayenu, which means so thankful, have already solved the problem. You know, it's just like I am thankful because even though it sucked to move so many times before, the people that we use are fabulous. I cannot rave about them enough. You know, I just, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you can trust somebody like family, you know what I mean? To help you out and know that they're going to show up and they are they are respectable, but I saw how respectable they were. And I was so thankful when my mom was moving into her place. She's moved out of there since. But the guy was so kind enough to sit there and say, let me take the glass out for you, because he handled it with such care. So we had such negative, you know, energy around moves. And this guy sat there and didn't have to do that. He sat there and he's like, let me take this out for you. And he goes, these go into 2 levels, so it's easier to move for them. And he's like, it won't get broken. And they sat there and they wrapped up everything with care. Like, they're the Hoyt Moving Company. If you're in, you know, northern New Brunswick, northeast, and you live in like the Miramichi area, you should use them. They are very polite. They're very respectable, easygoing, you know, and it's like family's coming to help you out. You know, when I see them, I light up because I know that the situation is almost over, you know. The struggle is almost over. And I feel like for a lot of us, I feel like that's what's happening. So don't let old energies of this year or of the past try to come in and trigger you. Don't let people's negative energy come and try to trigger you, because it has nothing to do with you. You know? It's like sit there and realize that is old energy trying to make its way back to you in a different situation. I feel like that's why they're saying, don't let this keep you up at night. You know? This person's like, oh, I'm helping you out. I'm helping you out. And I'm like, there's something shady about this one I don't like. And sure enough, they call me today and they tell me a situation. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no worries. You know, we worked it out. Derek was very kind. And I said, Derek, listen. This is the situation. I said, as long as I can get this and this done, I said, it doesn't matter. He's like, all right, no worries. And we're able to work together. That's the way I am. You know, I'm not going to stress him out. He's not stressing me out. Let's work together to solve this issue together. No worries. We got this, you know? So I'm just like, you know, it's how you change that situation. I love the fact when I feel these energies, and all of a sudden my For You page is full of it, you know, and I share it with you guys. This is why it's very important. The biggest thing for me, my struggle was accepting what has happened. That was the biggest thing for me, is accepting that he has changed, that he has transformed. I'm like, any day now, it was easier for me to think that he left us and abandoned us, and he thought that life would be greener on the other side, and he's coming and life will go back to normal, you know? Life is not back to normal, but it is perfectly imperfect. We took the sourest lemons. This is us. The sourest lemons that life has had to offer us, and we turn into something that resembles lemonade. Is it perfect? No. People constantly judge us. People constantly put me down, even though I've been through hell and back. You know? But I am still the kindest, loyalist person you will ever meet. I will still sit there and give the shirt off my back to you, even if you don't deserve it, because I'm like, if I, God forbid, you know, when I was in that situation, God sent me some angels on earth to sit there and be kind. We hadn't eaten a real meal in weeks. Like, the kids were eating fine, but like, I had no energy to cook on top of everything else that I was going through. I was made sure the kids were fed, taken care of, bath, showers, whatever. All that was always taken care of. But me, I was eating a packet of porridge in the morning and a packet of porridge at night. And I love pasta. And this was the young lady's mom sat there and brought in food. And I was just like, thank you. I'm like, we haven't had like a home cooked meal in that long. And it's like, now, I never understood why people bring food when someone's in grief, and now I understand why. You know? Because honestly, it makes a world of difference. Just to put a little bit of something in your stomach, just to, you know what I mean? Just to, I feel ground you, you know? I never understood it until then. So I feel like it's like, you know, don't lay down and just accept this situation. Get up. Get up and fight. Get up. You are the Chariot. You are the Six of Wands. You are determined. You know, you will be the victor wearing the wreath. They're going to keep throwing daggers at you. Situation after situation. It's like, we'll find a way to solve it. Yahweh and Yeshua have already solved the problem. Ever since I've heard those words come across TikTok feed, I wish I would have followed the page. I've never been so free in my life. Yahweh and Yeshua, because I put so much trust in them. They're the ones that carried me through when Shane passed away. So I feel like it's like, do not give. They're trying to bring up old wounds that should not be reopened. We've healed. They've cauterized those wounds. They're like, they're always going to be a part of you. They are part of the scars the invisible scars we wear. But it's just like, you know, we keep battling forward because that's who we are. We choose to keep battling forward because that's who we are. So don't allow negative situations, negative things from the past. We can't change the past. We can't change the future because it hasn't happened. All we can change is how we behave and react in this moment. I choose to react and to behave in a certain way. You know, there's this passage I read. I choose to be a widow that my husband would be proud of. And that's who I choose to be. A mother that my children would be proud of. A daughter that my mother would be proud of. A friend that my friends would be proud of to call their friend. You know? It's just like, don't, like, I posted it from, I can't remember what account it was, but it's like, observe, don't absorb. Don't absorb that energy and try to make it your own, because that's what the shadow side will do. Shadow work is messy, you know, because we are told these things since birth. You are this, you are that, and it's by loved ones, unfortunately, most of the time. So we sit there and think, this must be true, because this person, quote unquote, loves me. This person, quote unquote, cares for me. They would never do those things to me. So why, it must be true. No. That is their narcissist shadow side trying to bring you down because they know you have light in you. Even I hear my children utter negativity about themselves, and I said, don't talk to my kid like that. And they're like, what? They're like, I'm saying it to myself. I said, exactly. I'm like, don't say that to my kid, because what you're saying is not true. Those things that you just uttered are not true. And they just look at me. And I'm like, but they're not true. So don't say those things to my kid. That is my child. Don't say those things to my kid. And they're just kind of, and I'm like, no. I'm not raising you to be that way. You're not going to sit there and go through the struggles that I did, that it took me so long to learn, to unlearn that things that people try to put on me. Take those shackles off, because they don't belong to you. Give them back to don't even give them back to the center, because they're not even worth it. Transmute it and turn it into positive light. I was going to say, don't give it back to them. You don't even have to give it back to them. That's how you disarm them. You sit there and you crush those shackles that they're trying to put on you and turn it into something beautiful. You turn around and you tell someone how wonderful they are today. You hear someone talking down about themselves, you change that pattern. Break the generational curse. Don't talk to yourself that way. You're better than that. You're brighter than that. Your soul is more beautiful than that, Change that. This is where temperance comes in. And it's all with that emerald green. Emerald green is going to be the color of prosperity next year for 2024. It's the year of the dragon. If you could get yourself an emerald bracelet, put it on your left hand, jewelry, something that you can have on your everyday person, that you could wear every day, that will sit there and allow you to put it on every day. But, you can put it in your house to bring that feng shui in. I've let emerald green right now with all my Christmas decorations. But it's, I didn't realize how much emerald I have. But it's just like that color of emerald. But in this case, I feel like it's the heart chakra. Where we always get the anxiety. Right in our breastplate. Right between our breastbone. Where our lungs meet. Our rib cage meets. Right in the middle there. That's where we get the anxiety. A lot of time we think it's a heart attack, but it's because we are sitting there absorbing energies that are pressures that people are putting on us, and we have to learn to say no. We have to learn to protect ourselves. This is clearing the pathway. She's like, let me clear the pathway for you. Let's go with the flow. This person said, oh, I'm doing you such a favor. I just could feel it. I'm just like, there's something not right with you. There's something really icky about you. Your icky energy. I'm going to un-ick that area, But it was just something really icky about it, And then I find out that. I'm just like, It's just, I shake my head at people, But we have the Knight of Pentacles here. I feel like someone old soul energy. They're saying around 28. This is an owl. This is a major message. Someone's coming in here offering you something, and I feel like because the owl, I almost said a bad word. The owl is coming in to take it. It's just like, I feel like it's accepting this offering. Maybe you feed the birds of the air. Maybe you have that close relationship with them. Maybe you're, you know what I mean? Like you have a pet that's a bird, But I feel, especially with the crows, that's why I'm saying birds of the air. Maybe this will be something significant. You may hear an owl. You may see an owl, maybe an image, But I feel like this is going to be a major sign for you. I just feel like with them offering. Hear the offer. Follow your intuition. See if this is something you want to bring in here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. The path, again, being cleared for you. This is a path of opportunity. I told you guys there was an opportunity coming in here. This usually ascends to a mountain. That's why I said this with the Enchanted Forest cards. I said that the white hair is going to guide you and lead you through. That's Yahweh, Yeshua, Divine Creator, Higher Self, Guardian Angels, whomever your guide is, will lead you through this. And they're going to come across friends and foes. There's going to be trials and tribulations. But the biggest thing right here is this Nine of Swords energy where things are trying to cut you deep. Things are trying to reopen wounds that have no business reopening. You've moved on from that. You've grown from that. Who you were back then, who you were yesterday is in the past. Who you are today, being confident is not being arrogant. Being confident is sitting there not allowing negative energy to sit there and come onto you. You repel it. Send it back into the universe with a happy energy. Ace of Pentacles, this is them offering. This is the universe offering you in a major way. Opportunity. I love the fact with the World card, there's the fox again. This is sneaking in, sneaky. But I feel like with the World card, this is like a beautiful end, but a rebirth. The world is your oyster. You are reborn again, especially in this new life, because you've done the healing. Now you're reborn. What are you going to do with it? A lot of people are born into this when they come into that energy. How are you going to ascend in this energy? Are you going to let it go to your head and think, oh, it's because of all me? What was given to you can be taken away. The universe has the way of humbling people. Someone might have initial Michael. Oh, Michael. M. I said Michael. Maybe the name is Michael, but my son's name is Michael. I get snake energy. Dragon. Air sign. But I feel like this is where they're saying the world is about to open up and be your oyster. Remember I said this is the golden precipice of your time. You know, a lot of people will see that golden precipice next year in 2024. Some of us, the year's already started for 2024 because of the calendars. I feel like for me personally, I feel like after the Chinese Lunar New Year is when the year starts. I'm going to be 100% with you. I just, that's the way I feel. Everybody's on vacation still in January. All the higher ups go on vacation in January. You know what I mean? Things are slowly getting back into motion, but not on a full scale. And I feel like, mid-February is when things start going. So I feel like, you know what I mean? Like with this 10 of Pentacles, again, it's like, unconditional love. Everything in a beautiful place. Everything content. In this ending, even though it's just like the worst timing ever, because it's like holiday season, but it's like making, the most of the situation, taking that opportunity. The universe is seeing what you're doing with opportunities being handed to you. Where others would turn it down and you take it with grace. We have the Six of Cups nostalgia, so this is where, we keep getting like that Sagittarius energy. Where they were sitting there and they were talking about that, where it's like Cupid's arrow, something coming out of the blue. Eight of Wands energy. And I feel like with here, they were talking about twins. It's only one bird there. But this could be someone having a baby come in. Yeah, it's only one baby crow. Nest egg. Nest. Home. Taking care of our it doesn't matter how old they are, our little ones, our young ones, because no matter how old they get, we always see that child in them, That's the one we always are fiercely protective of. Doesn't matter, as we age in this earthly world, it's like we will always provide. That's why we're so fierce. We protect what's ours because we know who it belongs to, our children. It's not because we're greedy. We protect it because that's who we want to, the next line. That's who we want to, to go to. Six of Wands, you're choosing to move ahead, Some of us, this is bittersweet, but it's like we choose to move forward. And, if you ever watched Vikings, the kids were sitting there looking back at their mom and he's like, don't look that way. That's not the way we're headed. That's not the direction we're headed towards. And I feel like that's what they're saying, especially I just posted, if you follow my account, the gentleman was speaking about that, Don't allow old wounds to be reopened. Don't absorb other people's energy because they're going through something similar to yours. It's just like, this is why they're saying the world is opening up to yours. Will you take the opportunity? This is all choices. Will you choose to go on this path? Will you choose to take the opportunity? Will you choose to go with the flow? Will you choose to sit there and be like, you know what? I don't know where I'm headed, but I trust the universe. Me, I always say, Yahweh and Yeshua are already there. They have not carried me this far only to carry me this far. They haven't blessed me this far to only bless me this far. And this is where they're saying, now we've given you everything you ever wanted. We're a manifestation after manifestation. But what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do? Are you going to let this go to your head? Are you going to sit there and let this be, another person that we try to have change the world, change other people's lives, and you just sit there and let it get to your head and then it just falls on deaf ears? Who don't need it? Who are you going to be? We're all born with this ability. Some of us are just more in tune than others. Some of us choose to put our energy into it more than others. So it's just like, when you're ready to open yourself up to it, it's just like anything you put your energy into. You want to sit there and, make sure that you're able to do the things that you need. I want to be mobile the rest of my life. That's just who I am. I'm independent. I love to go for walks. I love to be in nature. I don't want to have to rely on my two boys to sit there and do that for me. I've always been a physical person. Dealing with things hand on, So with, you put your energy into that, that's where you're going to see results. You put energy into your faith, that's where you're going to see results. You put the energy into yourself, that's where you're going to see the results. You are the longest relationship you will have in this lifetime, besides with your children, is with yourself. So why not make it a happy, blissful environment? What you do for your children, you need to do for yourself. You make sure that they are come home to a nice, warm sanctuary where they're loved and supported. You need to do the same for yourself. You need a night off, take the night off. You know, sit there. I was like, I could be doing this, and no, get your butt to go nap. You need to catch up on all the lack of sleep that you've been all week. You need to sit there and recharge your body, because there's still a road ahead that we got to get down. You know, so we can sit there and moan about it or do something about it. They even told me, you can't complain about this. And I laughed. I'm like, I'm going to complain. You know. But it's what we do with it. Don't let anyone sit there and run you down. Don't let anyone sit there and tell you you're less than or unworthy of. That's not someone you want around you. You keep doing what they're saying, listen to your heart. It's like a drum. The beat of the drum. So maybe there's a song that has a drum beat that really gets you going. You know? But they're just saying, like, you know, sometimes you have to be your own best friend. Who wants to be like Robin Williams said it the best, I could be in a room full of people and I still feel alone. A room full of strangers, it feels like. And he still felt alone. You know? So it's just like, you got to do what resonates with you. What is good for you. I feel like these are choices here. Are you going to choose to let this take you down? Because you're going to be missing opportunities. You are loved and supported. Birds of the air are there too. Crows. More crows. You know, you probably see the crows around. Let them guide you. Let them be there for you. Let them be your guardians. I just feel like it's just like, it's time. You know, sit there and be who you always were meant to be. For long enough, we allowed people to control us and manipulate us. Oh, you don't love me unless you do this. You're that, and blah, blah, blah. You know, we heard it all our lives, so it must be true. If everybody's saying it, it must be true. You know? Little do we know it's not. False information. Realize who you are and come into who you are, into your essence, into your being. Because you're a lot more than they give you credit for. You don't see who you are. And that's why they know they can sit there and get away with those words. Because you don't see it. So they sit there and say these things. They're like, they don't see it. So if I say it, they'll believe it. So that's why they say it. Because they know you love them and you trust them. So they say those words and you'll believe them. That's why I tell my kids, don't say those words to yourself. That's my child. Do not talk to my child that way. And they're just like, huh? It's like, my child is none of those things that you're trying to say. And they're just like, like, no, I'm raising confident men. Not that they're arrogant or anything, or they think they're better than anyone else. But they're not going to let anyone talk down to them or treat them like that they're less than, because they're not. They've been through enough. They don't need no more of that in their life. Nobody's going to sit there and someone's going to run you down. You don't need them in your life, Everyone said, oh, you're going to die alone. Like, it's so bad. It's like, okay, best company ever. Put on some music and do what I want to do. Don't have to compromise or try to make someone happy that doesn't want to be happy. No matter what you do, they're always going to be miserable. So why am I going to sit there and surround myself with miserable energy? Forget that noise. I'm going to sit there and surround myself with positive energy. Faith doesn't always have to mean, you're praying 24 hours a day. No. Having faith is enjoying life. Having faith is in spreading that joy to others. Not judging others. What they do with their life, it doesn't affect you. So why let it affect you? Has nothing to do with you. That's where you observe and don't absorb. You don't agree with other people's, the way they live or anything like that, then don't hang around them. Stop being fake and phony. You only want to use them for what their benefit. They'll catch on. You'll lose probably some of the best people you'll ever meet in your life. And they could end up being your soul tribe, but you're too caught up in your manipulative ways of thinking that society tells you the way that you should think. Doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you a worse person. You don't agree with it, then, then distance yourself. Don't allow them in your circle. But you're going to miss out on a lot. They will teach you a lot of things. Don't let the cruelty of this world change you or manipulate you. That's what they want. It's all division, and that's where all this hate is division. What is, you know what I mean? What does that hate solve? Nothing. You're just divide. We're too busy fighting each other to realize what they're doing to us. Gotta stop doing that. The world is your oyster. What are you going to do with it? The universe is offering you this oyster. What are you going to do with it? You know, change the world for the better? Or make it an even worse place? So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, December the 11th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.